All right, look, let's call a spade a spade. Let's be honest. There are some really cool, badass looking finishing moves in the world of wrestling that some asshole non-fan walks along and goes, well, they could never do that without cooperation. Yes, I know, I understand what pro wrestling is. Stop crapping on my parade. I don't walk in when you're having dinner and pull my pants down. Stop doing it here. But throwing feces around isn't going to help anyone, and you need to make sure that you're armed and have some ammunition to fire back when this kind of schmuck comes around. That's why I, Simon Miller, are here on What Culture Wrestling to give you such a bounty, because this is the 10 most believable finishes in WWE right now. Number 10, Finn Balor and the coup de grace. Now I know Finn Balor sometimes looks like he weighs less than a feather because he has no fat on him and he's just like one big of walking ab, but that doesn't make a difference. If any kind of human climbs to the top rope with their opponent laying on the floor and then they jump up and stomp both of their feet into somebody's ribcage stomach area, that is 100% going to hurt 100% of the time. I am a wrestler, and I still don't understand how you do that move without breaking somebody's ribs. I suppose what he does do is just move his way upwards at the right time, and that's why after every single Finn Balor match, if you are fighting him, you should give him a hug afterwards and say, thank you so much, Finn, for not killing me. Because honestly, if you did this at home, and remember, don't do this at home, kids, you're not meant to, somebody, at least one person, would perish. And I guess it's only someone with Balor's athleticism that could pull this off, which is why you don't see that many people doing it. I mean, it's literally a stomp to the chest. It sounds crap if you just describe it to someone, but when you see it in motion, my word, it's beautiful and believable. Number 9, The Woman's Right by Lacey Evans. Sometimes you can't beat a good old-fashioned right hook. I mean, again, this goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Anyone can buy into a punch because they've seen it in boxing and they've seen it in MMA, and Lacey Evans is really good at doing this. Like, it always seems like she's just smashed someone right in the jaw, but I guess she's pulling her punch at the perfect time because you never see a bruise on someone's face. I mean, there have been a few occasions where that hasn't gone to plan, but that happens with everybody. And she definitely makes contact too, don't get me wrong about that. When they show the slow motion replays, you can see that her fist is touching skin. And somebody else that was very good at this, and we should give a shout out to, was The Big Show. But once again, he was so big, often, as Chris Jericho told in one of his books, he would just thump you right in your brain. But we do have to give credit where credit is due, and Lacey Evans is very good at this. I've not seen one tooth come lodged out of somebody's mouth, and to me that's a huge success. And also, you can hit it out of anywhere, and as we know, what are the best finishers? That's right, ones that you can hit from anywhere. Stone Cold Stunner, Rock Bottom, RKO. They just kick ass. Number 8, the Gargano Escape by Johnny Gargano. Yeah, I know, straight away there's that guy going, but Simon, most of Johnny Gargano's moves are unrealistic and require the help of his opponent. Yes, just deal with it, get over it. Why are you even watching wrestling? Besides, I can come back to that because look at his submission finisher, the Gargano Escape. It looks like someone's about to break a limb. I mean, it just looks so legit, especially when he takes somebody else's arm and like puts it behind his head or their head, whatever he does. It's like an octopus has injected themselves with rage, come out of the ocean, and just started to attack human beings. I totally believe you could take a screenshot, an image of the Gargano Escape and show it to everyone and say, do you think this hurts? And most people go, man, yeah, I wouldn't want to get caught up in that at all. And I tell you why that is, because it does hurt. There is some pain. You just don't put it on all the way. It's like the sharpshooter. Have you ever put the sharpshooter on someone? If you lean back too much, oh my gosh, you're back going straight to the hospital. Number 7, the Brogue Kick by SHEAMUS. Poor Leon Ruff. If you have been watching these WWE no crowd empty arena shows, you will have seen SHEAMUS take on Mr. Ruff, and when he gave him the Brogue Kick, I mean, that was just a man taking his boot and ramming it into somebody's skull and then walking to the back like, well, if he breaks a bone, he breaks a bone. Oh, I'm SHEAMUS, fella. So really, this does come down to the guy taking the move. You either need to turn your head at the right time or just put your hand up, because if you don't, a giant Irishman is just going to try and kill you. But that's why it works so well. That's why it works. He runs across the ring, he picks up his leg, he uses all his force, and he rams it into one of the most susceptible parts of your body. He's also been doing the Brogue Kick now for what, 10 years, maybe more, maybe 13 years, and it's never got old. That sums it up. I mean, even when he does screw it up sometimes and goes a little low, he's still kicking someone in the chest region. I don't know about you, but that's not something I want to happen to me every single day. Number 6, The Last Shot by Adam Cole. Yes, Adam Cole also has the Panama Sunrise, which takes 2 people to tango. It goes for all kind of Canadian destroyers. You need to go 1, 2, 3, I'll jump there, and you jump there, but it looks spectacular, and being spectacular is what wrestling is all about. But this almost doesn't matter because he also has the last shot, which is essentially, not even essentially about it, it is a knee to the back of the head. And that's why Shinsuke Nakamura's Kinshasa didn't get in here, because he does it to the front of the head. And for me, when you're doing something behind someone's back so they don't really know when it's going to hit, well, that is twice as devastating. I mean, it just always looks like a knockout blow, and not once have I seen it and gone, no, you can't finish a match like that. That is bullshit, because it's not. In fact, the only thing I do worry about, like other moves in this list, is how is the wrestler able to protect? You don't know when it's coming. You can't do that and put your hand on the back of your head. You're like an idiot. You just got to keep everything crossed and hope that Adam Cole's knee doesn't come out the front of your nose. It is brilliant. Number 5, the DISARM-HER by Becky Lynch. A move that Becky Lynch often does while shouting, "I'll rip your flubbing arm off," which obviously adds to the devastation of the move. Well, that kind of sums it up, if I'm completely honest. She takes somebody's arm, she sits on the socket, the joint, and she pulls it upwards. And again, it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't want you to do that to me, because if you pull too hard, yeah, this is gonna be removed from my body. And last time I checked, I ain't no Lego man. So it's like one of those old school stump pullers, really, but you're not pulling on the leg, you are pulling on this part of your body. And this is one of the things that if it did go wrong, there's no two ways about it. Somebody is going to be hurt. And that's why I can always buy into it and go, yes, you would tap out to that. It looks horrible. And I know there's some people that say, why doesn't Becky Lynch put her knee on the back of her opponent so it looks even worse? It's bad enough as it is, okay? It's bad enough as it is. And given the time frame when I am recording this video, congratulations to Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins, the future parents of WWE. Not what I meant, but you take my point. Number 4, the spear by Roman Reigns or Goldberg, or pick whoever you want. And here is the one that all the comments will be talking about, but I don't give two hoots. Out of everybody that does do the spear, Goldberg's for me is absolutely the best, and Roman Reigns' doesn't get its due either, because too many fans are going, oh, I don't like Roman Reigns. Okay, you don't have to like Roman Reigns, but his spear often looks damn good. It's like two football players, which is what both Roman and Goldberg are, just smashing through their opponents. It's great. Go and check out Goldberg spearing Christian from back in the day. You will never ever think that was fake. It's also just so simple. You just have to make sure you apply the right intensity, and the person selling it needs to do that. And waha wahey, you have a finishing move that will always get over with the fans. And I will give a special mentions to Bobby Lashley's, but I still don't get that little spin thing he does afterwards. Again, I want someone to run through their opponent, not grab them, push, and then do a flip like they're some kind of ballerina. I want full bloodied intent. And that's what these two do, especially Bill Goldberg, and that's because I don't think he actually realized he should pull it a little bit, and he was like, I'm just gonna tackle you, deal with it. How you doing, Dad? Number 3, the KIRIFUDA clutch by SHAYNA BASZLER. I mean, I don't even need to explain this one, because what SHAYNA BASZLER has done is take all of her MMA training and figured out how to come up with a move that she can apply that looks like she's kicking somebody's ass, but is also protecting her opponent. And that's why SHAYNA BASZLER is so good. She has this legitimacy from her real combat background, but also understands how to inject that into a sports entertainment vibe. Good. She also comes across like a snake here, because not only is she choking you out round the stomach with her legs, but she's also choking you out round the neck. Throw in that when she is doing this, her face is just like she's opening presents on Christmas Day, and that is why she's the character she is. You don't always have to be good on the microphone or do all these things. If you have it in the ring and you understand the small things, you will go far. And she never gets mentioned in the same breath as a Ronda Rousey or the Brock Lesnar, but she absolutely has the same aura when she steps into a wrestling ring. Like if I see two women fighting and one of them is Shayna, 9 times out of 10, like in a real fight, she would win. And you know why that is, because in a real fight, Shayna BASZLER would win. Simple maths. Number 2, the Black Mass by Aleister Black. Aleister Black's decision to have a straightforward spinning kick as his finisher was one of the best things he's ever done. Once again, it can be hit out of anywhere, which we know is the best thing to do, but also WWE has done such a good job in building it up. You now fear it, and sometimes he goes to hit it, the opponent ducks, and then turns around and he does smash it right in their face, and you pop like a damn cork from a champagne bowl. When he catches it flush too, my word, is it brilliant. And it's one of those things that you rewind and watch the slow motion replays and you kind of throw your hands in, they're like, well, how did they fake it? Sometimes it's because they didn't fake it and he did just boot someone in the face, much like the bro kick. But as long as everyone's healthy and okay, I don't mind. I just love how it looks. I mean, go and find the clip of when Aleister Black gave it to Cesaro on a Raw recently, and it will just make you go, how the hell did he get away with that? It's probably because Cesaro is secretly the greatest wrestler ever and doesn't get enough credit for it. But that move, man, that move is enough to get you over. You don't even need to do anything else. Number 1, the Claymore kick by Drew McIntyre. I mean, this is kind of all the other entries just wrapped up in a bow and delivered here, but Drew McIntyre's Claymore kick is absolutely excellent. Mostly because Drew McIntyre is a 6'6" Scottish dude who looks like he could beat you up just by blinking. He'd blink and you'd fall on the floor. You're like, what's happened? You just met Drew McIntyre. The really interesting thing about this too is that the move was a mistake. Drew McIntyre slipped one day when he was gonna, I don't know, kick somebody, and he did this instead, and when he watched it back, he was like, that probably makes a good finishing move, and he wasn't half wrong. That's why it's #1 here. I mean, who haven't you believed it taken out? Even with Brock Lesnar. As soon as Brock Lesnar got hit by that Claymore kick, it wasn't like, well, that didn't look rigged at all. It looked damn perfect. So really, this is a masterclass in taking something so simple and making it look so brutal, and maybe there's something in that. He can give it, the other person can take it, there's no real danger, but you still get a big reaction from 10,000 people plus. Well, at the moment from absolutely no one, but I'm sure the cameramen, they appreciate it something strong. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know about any other moves that are so believable in WWE it makes you take off your pants and run around. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to What Culture Wrestling. Then head over to WhatCulture.com where you can read articles like this, follow What Culture on Twitter, What Culture WWE, and watch more videos here on What Culture Wrestling. My name is Simon from What Culture. Thank you very much for watching me, because I'll be watching you. No, not saying that. That sounds awful. I will see you very soon.